Well, many people are excited to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, but whether you're going to the yard or out for some exercise, warming up is important. Here to help us prevent injury, Seth and Steven from Optimized Physio and Sports Injury Clinic. Thanks so much for both of you for coming in. We're going to get you through some warm-ups in a second, but what kind of injuries are typical this time of year, Seth, that we need to be aware of and warm up for?
I think the most common ones we see are going to be those overuse injuries, maybe those muscles that haven't seen a ton of work over the last 4 to 6 months. So really common, those elbow ones, tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, as well as that classic low back pain. You know, it does a lot, so we need to do a lot for it.
Yeah, low back pain can come from a lot of things, but getting out in the yard, raking, that sort of thing. So you've got an idea for people to warm up as they get out and try to do more yard work. What do you want to demonstrate for them?
For sure, yeah. So the first thing we'll get into is a little bit about that low back pain. So if Steve's okay with that, I might have him jump down to the floor here. It's a lot easier, and the rule of thumb we follow is if it feels good, it's typically good for you.
Okay.
So he's down here. We're just going to start with a basic glute bridge. He's going to push that butt up to the ceiling, feel a bit of tension through the glutes. And as long as he's feeling activation, that strength come in and not pain, that's a good thing.
Okay.
The next one's super easy. He can go into back down to that floor, crossing one leg over the other, getting a nice stretch. If that's enough, it should go through the glute and low back. And if he needs a little more, you can see he's even going over to the side there into that rotation. That's my personal favorite.
You know what? I do this one, and if you haven't tried it yet, it feels very, very good. When should people be doing this?
I mean, you can do it preventively, which is always a great idea. So, I mean, to start your day, it usually gets that body moving, feeling nice. But if it is sore, 30 to 60 seconds, 1 to 2 times throughout the day, will at least calm down some of that pain before you can get in and really get an understanding of what's going on.
Okay. Now, Steve, we're going to put Seth to work now. We're talking about people looking to get outside for some activities maybe they haven't done in a while, golfing, tennis, all those outdoor activities. What's your advice for those athletes out there who want to get going?
Yeah, so for golfers and tennis elbow, golfer's elbow is typically seen more on the inside of the elbow here, tennis elbow more on the outside. So I'm actually going to switch places with Seth here. So we commonly give 2 stretches for each of those. The first one is going to be wrist down like this. Seth's going to put a little bit of pressure on that hand and then extend out like that. This is going to be a really good one for tennis elbow, and you should feel a stretch right through the back of that forearm there. And I typically tell people to hold stretches for around 30 seconds.
Okay.
That recommendation can change based on each person's individual needs. And then the second one is the exact opposite. So hands down, a little bit of pressure here, and then straightening out from there as well.
Okay.
And you should feel that guy more on the inside of the elbow.
And when should be people doing these stretches? Is it something you do in the morning or just throughout the day?
You can really do those as much as you want, but I would really recommend prior to activity, if you haven't golfed in a while, if you're going to the tennis court for the first time, doing it a little bit before and then also afterwards as well.
Okay, now Seth, quick one before you go. Physiotherapy, I think a lot of people think of rehabbing injuries once they're already hurt. What are some of the surprising things or less thought of things that physios can help with?
Yeah, I think the first one that comes to my mind is that vertigo, that dizziness stuff. Often the treatment can be pretty straightforward depending on what you're presenting with. Pelvic health stuff, far more common than we realize. And then the other one is sometimes with the older population that hasn't been exposed to physio before, we don't realize that we can do more than we think we can as we get older. So maintaining that strength, checking in, you know, use it or lose it, we say.
Okay.
So the more we can get you doing, the better you're going to feel long term, and it doesn't have to stop when you turn 55, 60.
Great stuff. Well, we want to keep people moving, keep people healthy. Thanks so much for your advice this morning. This one's going to go a long way for me. You want to find more information at optimizedphysio.com. You can also follow along at optimizedphysio on Instagram.